Well, good morning, Tyrell, and thanks a lot for coming out and
Good morning.
or inviting me to your office here to do this coffee chat.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And you and I go back a ways, actually. I think it was back in 2012, perhaps. We probably met through Coffee Chat, which incidentally, for those of you who are not aware, was a thing that I used to do here in the city where we'd get together and talk about ideas on improving the quality of our lives.
That's right, yeah.
And in fact, I was just watching an old video of Coffee Chat, which was filmed by Shaw Television here in the city.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of old-time television.
Right.
And you're in it.
No way.
Yeah, you're walking by like
Nice,
in the intro
nice.
of it. You're in it, yeah.
There you go. Full
I'll
circle.
send you a copy of that, yeah. And at the time, like you were this young guy who had just finished up, I think, your kinesiology degree.
Yeah.
You were a strength and conditioning coach.
That's right.
Which I always admired people who get in really good shape, and you were kind of a natural bodybuilder. I understand.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to be anyway.
Yeah. So, and you were driving, I think you were driving a fairly old car at the time, but you had these aspirations of becoming something, and you'd gotten involved with this company, which hopefully you can tell us about.
Yeah.
And you were the kind of guy who, it didn't seem like there was anything holding you back. You were going for this, man. Like you had this focus.
I had an idea, had a vision.
And at the time I was in Toastmasters. You came and visited us out at Toastmasters.
That's right, yeah.
And so tell us a bit about focus and how it is. First of all, tell us a bit about the company you're in now.
Yeah.
And how it is that you were able to transition from strength and conditioning into this.
Yeah. Slow and steady is how I did it, I guess. But essentially, it's the company I work with now is World Financial Group. Helping the middle market, average Canadian family try to get better products and services on their money and finances. But obviously doesn't have a lot to do with kinesiology or phys ed or working out or exercise and things like that. But what got me into the business was a couple of things. Is one, I looked at the future I would have if I kept on the path I was on, being a strength coach and things like that. And nothing wrong with that program, with that career. It was a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyable. But at the end of the day, I only saw so much. I always saw such a big vision, and you could only see so far. And when I was introduced to World Financial Group, it's funny you mentioned vehicle earlier, driving an older vehicle. What I felt like I really did was I just kind of upgraded my career vehicle in a way. Because I went from a limited thing here, working 9 to 5 for somebody else, was only going to have so much, to an opportunity where I could take a lot of the same skills that I had developed over there. You talk about focus and that kind of thing, and transition those into what I do now with World Financial Group. And that background in that has really helped me maintain. It's been going on 7 years now in this business to get ahead and get to where I've gotten so far and keep going from there. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little.
Yeah, and I mean, in your business is a part of it, I believe, is a recruiting nature to it. Like you want to have more agents come into your business.
That's right.
And I think you showed it to me. I wasn't interested, but you weren't at all. You were very helpful. Mm-hmm. You weren't at all pushy, whatever. But you also had a lot of great products, and I actually ended by buying my life insurance from you.
Right. Yeah.
And you've been able to service me like right to the details of what I wanted all the way through. And in fact, up till recently, when I wanted to change the beneficiaries of it, you were very, very helpful on that.
That's right. Yeah.
And so that's where you are now. And then also you told me recently in our last meeting that you're starting a new family. Like you met your love of your life, and you're having a child now soon.
Yeah.
And how do you think what you've learned and your focus and everything will help you with becoming a new father?
Well, that's a great question. I think it's going to be different than I expect, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that I've learned in life and in business now, that there's only so many things a person needs to do or get done in a day to be successful, and whatever that means, whether it's parenting or business or whatever. So, what I've learned now is what I need to do in my business life to have some success day in and day out. And then, which would open up some more time for my family life, so I can have the success in raising a healthy young child and being a good spouse and husband to my wife and parent and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's the biggest thing that I've kind of learned, is just the discipline and not getting overwhelmed with all the minor details that are out there in life, and all kind of the white noise, the background noise. It doesn't really apply to you and your situation, but we like to be involved in it, so we immerse ourselves in it and it takes away from the focus of doing the other more important things. And so I think kind of with that, that'll help in this new parenting endeavor. I don't know, there might be parents out there laughing at me now, and that's okay, but we'll see how it goes. So.
And you must have learned from your parents a certain nature of focus and work ethic and so on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And how do you? So if you want to talk a little bit about that in terms of what it is that you could be able to then impart on your child.
Yeah, I owe a lot to my parents for sure, as most people probably do, but I think I know I do for sure. But yeah, I watched my parents both hardworking. Mom worked for the credit union where I grew up, so she had more kind of that 9-to-5 work schedule, banker's hours as they call it. But then after work, she was always giving time to the community, to myself, my sister, and our sports and sporting teams and all that stuff. So I kind of got to watch, the hard work and then the giving back factor, and it was pretty cool watching, how the impact my mom had on the community in that regards. And then my dad was kind of the same way. He just had a little bit different work hours. He was, I remember him getting up before the crack of dawn. I'd hear his alarm go off, and he'd be gone, and then he'd be back. And but he was always there for us at the end of the day. He never missed a sporting event. He coached me all through my minor hockey careers and baseball and all that kind of stuff. So I got to kind of watch them do that work-life balance and instill the hard work and the work ethic, but also being there for the people that are important to you, kind of things. So
and so this what you do now is you're going to be able to demonstrate, because it sounds like your parents demonstrated a work ethic to you.
Absolutely.
And you'll be able to demonstrate a work ethic to your children.
Yes.
And you'll also, I guess, through your business, allow yourself a certain amount of time availability for your family, right?
Yeah, and that's part of why I got into business in general. I mean, I just happen to love what we do here for families and stuff like that. But when I look at people that actually truly have a business that is running successfully, they tend to have the time to spend where they want to spend the time, when they want to spend the time there. And when I looked at my career as a trainer, it was not that I didn't have the time, but I wasn't always going to get the time that I wanted, right? And I feel like that was more valuable, even if I didn't get as much free time as people will call it, or holidays or days off or whatever, I was going to be able to get the time that I needed off. And so I've just kind of over the years now started to set myself up into a position where, if the morning doesn't start out right, I don't have kids yet, but I've had flat tires. I don't know if anybody's woke up to a flat tire, but you know how that could throw your day off, right? Well, now in my business, when that happens, I'm able to step back, take a breath, have a cup of coffee, and then deal with the problem. Get over the problem, and then move on with my day.
And you'll probably have tires that are not so apt to get flat.
That's right. Yeah, I got better tires now too, right?
But that comes in time too, doesn't it? Yeah.
So just but I relate that to the family thing. Is I know children, babies, they don't operate the way we want them to all the time, right? So if the morning doesn't start out quite right, I don't have to be in a panic. I don't have to let somebody know that I won't be into work, or I might be a little bit late, or ask or beg for the time off sort of thing, or be stressed out about taking a holiday day that I didn't plan on taking, or whatever it might be. So that's I think going to help as well to keep the stress factor down.
You'll have the contingencies built in, right?
That's right.
You understand already that having children is it's a different game altogether. There's no negotiating with a newborn in arms. It's screaming. There's no negotiating with them. Yeah,
that's right.
So, what's next for you then? Do you see, because it's from looking at it outward. I mean, I know probably in your own life you see that you got lots of challenges and lots of things to overcome.
Absolutely.
And so. But looking at things from the outside, from myself, I say, you know what? Tyrell is an example of a guy who's got it together.
Right.
I mean, you're the kind of guy I met 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And you had focus then. You have focus now, and you're taking your life on a trajectory which seems very, very positive.
Yeah. It is.
What's next for you? You think?
Just more of the same. Now in our business, we're in a position we're just looking to help other people achieve the same thing through our vehicle here, and help people. One thing I've learned is to be grateful for what we do have and all that, good stuff. And so that's how I've over the last probably 6 or 7 years since we first met, really focused on that. Is being grateful for what I have, knowing it's okay to want more, right? And having that balance of appreciate what I got and taking the next step. So now I want to help other people kind of do that same thing. I got challenges just like everybody else, but I tend not to focus on the challenge. Right? If there's a challenge, let's find a solution. Let's move forward. Let's be grateful for the experience and carry on. And now my goal is to help other people achieve that same sort of thing. I think people were born for more than just to work 9 to 5 for 40 years and hopefully be able to retire and start to enjoy life. I think we can do it starting at whatever age you want. I'm in my early 30s and just getting started, I feel like, but I know people a lot younger than me that are as further down that path than I am. But that's where I see ourselves going is my wife and I, and soon to be our child, is just helping inspire others to say, hey, you know what, there is more to life than what we see, what we give credit to or hear on the news and that kind of stuff. And using our business vehicle as an income source to do that, for sure. So.
Wow. And just to give the audience a little bit of an idea of what kind of products it is that you sell here, because I like I said, I bought life insurance.
That's right.
For my family. So what else would you sell here? Yeah,
so we kind of have changed the way that financial services and products get, I guess, distributed to the middle market average Canadian family, right? And so, I kind of compare us to like a Walmart when we think of retail distribution, right? And now Amazon is changing the way that game gets played. But there was a time where you used to have to go to all these different stores, specialty stores, to get what you were looking for, right? And then Walmart comes in and they bring all this stuff under one roof. Now you can get your groceries, your oil changed, your passport photos, your eyes checked, all that, all under one roof. So people love that convenience factor, and that's what World Financial Group has done for financial services. So now we can help people get access to mortgage products or loans or lines of credits. We can help people get access to all sorts of life insurance through multiple different companies. So we're not just one company. We actually don't own any of our own product. We source out. We have 4 or 5 different insurance companies we can shop around to. And then we've got the investments, so your tax-free savings accounts, your RSPs and things like that, if somebody goes to the bank, they get a certain product. And again, we have 14 or 15 different investment companies we can choose from. And what we tend to do is take the more high net worth type of product that the average Canadian doesn't have access to and give them access to that product. So these professional money managers and whatnot that are specialized in that market study and research and things like that, we're just the middle piece to connect people to those. So instead of needing $500,000, they could do it for $50 a month sort of thing. So that's what I got behind in this company, was that ability to go service people that were like me and my family and my sister and people that were important to me because we weren't getting it elsewhere. Right? So that's
so basically you have a product line that you can offer from other companies, and then you also have a brick and mortar office here in Saskatoon.
That's right.
And you also help other people if they want to join your company as a representative or whatever, you would help them to
absolutely
to get involved.
To me that's our best product, is the business product. Most people today, I look at it, Canada's kind of funny, we all think we have a debt problem, and we do, but I take it a look at it a different way. I think most Canadians have an income problem. I think they have a problem increasing their income to match the lifestyle that they want. And that's where we're able to offer that ability to start part-time and earn a little extra money to help pay off bills, increase your savings, whatever it might be. And then, if you're like myself and it works out, you transition full-time and you start to increase your income to the point where, you become and live debt-free and pay cash for things. And that's, the agency part of our business, where any good business, any big business is always building. We use the word recruit, they use the word hire, but to me it's the same thing, right? It depends. Some companies even use recruit. They hire headhunters to recruit people to go work for them. So we have that ability as well, which allows us to step out of the self-employed realm into the business owner development program, I guess. So,
How can people get a hold of you if they want your services?
So probably the simplest way is either through email. So email is Tyrell, so Tyrell .shep@gmail.com. And then my cell phone for text message would probably be the next best way. So 306-380-5551 would be the 2 best ways to get a hold of me for sure right now.
Excellent. Tyrell.Shepherd.
Yeah, just Shep. Tyrell.Shep
Oh, Tyrell Shepherd.
gmail.com.
Okay.
And then you can look at Instagram. I think I'm Tyrell.Shep on Instagram, something like that. So you can connect with me there too if you want.
All right. I really appreciate the conversation, Tyrell, and it gave me some insight into, especially I think, how one can transition one's current skills of being able to focus and work ethic and so on into other things in life. That's been very helpful because you showed us how you transferred that into your personal training, into your current business, and now into your family and what you have in line for the future.
Absolutely.
It's been very helpful.
Good.
And
Good. Glad. Thank you
maybe
for
we
your
can do
time.
this again one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope you'll join us again.
I will.
Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.